Should you have an AI chatbot on your website? I'm Pete Mitchell. I am the founder of AI Lead Automation, so I've kind of got a dog in this fight. Obviously, I'm all in on AI, and I do believe it is going to be the wave of the future. But should you have a chatbot on your website that's connected to AI? It's one of those things that we offer, and a lot of people offer it. And I would imagine, I don't know this, I haven't looked at everyone else's, but I'd imagine they all kind of use the same kind of protocols. What makes our AI chatbot a little bit different, one of the problems that I've always had with chatbots of any sort, that you visit a website and a thing pops up and says, hey, would you like to talk to someone right now? And you start to talk to them. One of the things that's always kind of bothered me about that, you have to be in front of your computer, right, to be able to talk back to them. And so what we see in major companies like your cable companies, the TV providers, things like that, is they literally will have like one person who's managing a whole slew of chatbots, right? That's the reason why when you start talking to them, it takes like 5 minutes to get a response back because they're answering this person and they answering this person and they're answering this person. Well, that doesn't work, especially if you're an independent realtor, or even if you've got a small team. Who's got time to have someone sitting there in front of a desk waiting, hoping that someone replies in on your chatbot? And then of course, what happens when it's the middle of the night and they're looking, or you've already gone home for the day and they're looking, and they're looking at your website and they want to reach out, they reach out on the chatbot. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't work, right? So the way our chatbot works and the way AI chatbots, I would assume, work universally, again, haven't looked at everyone else's, I'm just looking at ours. One of the things, well, this is one thing that is kind of unique to ours. While we can have the direct connection with someone who's on the other end of the computer, I find a far better solution is when we have that chatbot pop up, we ask them for their name, their email, their phone number, and what's your question, and we're going to text you our response. Now, the reason why I like that is, first of all, that person, that consumer, doesn't have to be stuck in front of their computer waiting for you to respond back. They can take their phone on the road and continue this conversation with them. Maybe as they go on a trip, pick up their kids, or they got to make dinner in the kitchen, or whatever it might be, right? We don't want them to have to be in front of their computer for us to have a conversation. So that's one of the things that I love about using our chatbot to text feature, is it leaves both parties where they don't have to be stuck in front of a computer. It leaves you and it leaves the consumer. I believe that's a really important deal. Now, how we do this is we also can hook it up to AI. And essentially what we're doing is we're using ChatGPT for this. So if you've ever messed around with ChatGPT, you know it's one of the most amazing things out there. Like, I'm old enough to remember DOS. Now, if you've never even heard of DOS, you're just young, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You're just young. You don't remember. This is pre-Windows, right? Everyone who's not on an Apple today, they know what Windows is, and this is pre-Windows. Well, back in the DOS days, you'd have to type in these commands, like dir / and if you screwed up one letter, the computer had no idea what you were asking it to do. And that's where the line garbage in, garbage out came out. Because if you stuck the wrong thing in there, you're not going to get the response that you wanted. But with AI today, it doesn't care if you misspell things. It doesn't care if you use broken sentences, run-on sentences. It can actually figure out what you're saying. To me, it's one of the most amazing things in the world. I've never seen anything like it. And that's why I just kind of bought into the AI thing. I'm like, dude, I'm all in on this AI. This AI is fantastic. I love this. I love where this thing is going. So when someone starts communicating, we can program the AI with all kinds of information. So what we use it for most of the time is we have it try and book the appointments. And so we might have qualifying questions come through, and we will use the AI to basically figure out, is this a good prospect or is this a bad prospect? And if it's a good prospect, then go ahead and book an appointment with them. And if it's a prospect that's not ready yet, I shouldn't say bad, but they're just not ready yet, then let's let them know, hey, you know what, you're not ready for this step, but here are some things that you can do to get ready. And then the agent can kind of decide, hey, is this someone I want to follow up with? Because do I see this as a potential deal maybe 6 months, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, whatever it is? Or am I just going to let the chatbot lie where it is? When we were first testing this out, I was teaching a bunch of business owners how to do this. And one of the guys is from Brazil. Ancestry is Brazilian, and his wife is from Brazil, and she doesn't speak much English at home. He was born in the States, speaks English, as his native language, but he also speaks Portuguese. And so we're doing this test, and I go, hey, by the way, switch to Portuguese with the AI bot. And he does. Of course, the AI bot responds back in Portuguese. And I'm like, hey, is it accurate? Because I don't speak Portuguese. I have no idea what they're saying back and forth. He goes, yeah, it's totally accurate. And like, he's having a full-on conversation with the bot in Portuguese. And it's amazing. One of my other clients, who's actually not in the real estate industry, he's got a handyman business in Florida. And he sends me this text. He's been a good friend of mine. In fact, we had a podcast once upon a time. We've done over 100 episodes together. So really good friend. And he sends me this text, and it's a screenshot. And he goes, man, Annie, which is the name of our AI, he goes, Annie is better than an employee. And you can see the conversation, and it is a dude who's asking for a job in Spanish. And Annie replies back in Spanish. And, hey, we're not hiring right now, blah, 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 and goes through the whole thing. And the guy goes back and forth and just back, and it's like perfect. See, that's the benefit that AI can bring to the table, especially when we're looking at an AI chatbot. AI is at this point smart enough to understand what people are asking it. And if we program it correctly and we tell it, hey, this is what we want to have happen. This is the goal we want you to get to. AI can do a lot of that heavy lifting for us. That's the reason why we use AI to book appointments for our clients. Because now we can have AI do all of that pre-qualification stuff. In fact, we do a lot of lead gen, because obviously that's part of our value proposition to agents is we automate their lead generation process. So we will have leads come in, and we'll often ask them a lot of different questions. We have them actually fill out what we call a survey. And one of our surveys is, I think, 11 questions before we even get to who they are. And of course, we've programmed the AI, hey, if they say this, we want you to go there. If they say that, we want you to go there. If they say this, then we want you to disqualify them. If they say that, then we want you to push them over here to this side. And so the AI in the background is doing all of this. So that way, when the lead comes out, the agent only has to deal with the leads that are totally qualified and ready to go. Now think of the time save that is for you as an agent. If you don't have to deal with the time vampires, the tire kickers, and you're only dealing with people who are ready to go right now, that's the benefit that having an AI chatbot can be in your business. Now, the reality is you have to be getting people to your AI chatbot for it to make any sense. So what do I mean by that? Hey, if you got a website right now and it's good, but no one goes there, you put a chatbot on it, who cares? No one's going there anyway. So you have to have the lead generation part. And that's one of the things that we do at AI Lead Automation, just as a self-aggrandizing plug here, is we actually run the ads for our clients. So we can get them into the system and we can let the AI do what it does best. In fact, if you want to see our whole system, go check it out. I got a great little video set up. It's agentfollowupai.com. If you go to agentfollowupai.com, you can watch the video. If you like what you see, you can even schedule a time to talk with me or one of the guys in my office, and we can help determine if it's going to be right for you. And so anyway, I would just encourage you to do that. Again, agentfollowupai.com. I'll talk with you soon.